All right, Barak the Yahawah, Barak the Yahawashi, Barak the Yahawah, and Barak the Yahawashi. Yahawah, that is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahawashi, that's the true name of his beloved Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Double honor to the apostles, a great millstone who taught us the doctrine, the understanding of the scriptures. And peace and mercy to the election out there. You brethren holding this word down in sincerity and in truth, holding your integrity. From reading the scrolls to selling our souls, I think that's what I'm going to label this one. And as you can see on the screen, you got Jake selling their souls left and right for anything. Demoralizing themselves for anything. You know? So the brother Barak sent out a video called "The Rise of Satanism in the Hip Hop Industry Exposed." It's a new video too, or the video was put up November 1st, 2017. But in his video, it explains why Jake is doing what they're doing and all what they're doing it for, man. Which we all understand that they're doing it for the fame, glory, money, cars, clothes, and hoes, as they say, man. You know, when the Negro, Latino, Native American man, you are the true Israelites. You are the people of God. Your ways and the way you're supposed to carry yourself is supposed to be the ways of the Bible, you know. But we see our people doing the most vilest acts, the most nastiest acts, all for vanity, for things that's materialistic, man. When once upon a time, the nation of Israel, man, we was the most beautifulest people on the earth, man. You know? We was about something. Now we're just a laughing stock. You know? And we have lost our honor. You know, so without any further ado, I'm gonna commentary through the video and let's get into it. Shalawam.
Of late, I met a few people whom I knew belonging to the Christian faith, and they told me that we've stopped listening to music.
Slaki, you know what? Before I start this video, let's read something real quick. This is 1 Timothy, because this whole video is based around this. 1 Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, while some cover it after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. The love of money is the root of all evil. These people love money so much they do the most evilest acts you ever heard of. Sacrificing people, eating cow dung and just defrauding all type of people, man. So let's go back now. That's the foundation scripture.
Of late, I met a few people whom I knew belonging to the Christian faith, and they told me that we've stopped listening to music. And I was shocked. This is something that needs to be made mention of. Why? Isn't it allowed? No. They said what is going on today is not music, it is Satanism and devil worship.
And that's of a truth. You heard him. He said, look, what these rappers and musicians are producing today is not music, but is Satan and devil worship. And that's of a truth, man. Because what they're spitting out, what they're talking about, is nothing right. Ain't nothing good coming out of their mouth, man. They're talking about how they could take your woman, how many guns they got, how many guns they shot, how many people they killed, how many drugs they slung, and how many women, period, or how much money they got. You know? That's all a form of Satanism. That do what thou wilt spirit. And it's spearheaded by who? None other than the so-called white man, the Edomite white man. All right, because look, going back to the Genesis, the first chapter. Remember, the Most High gave the word, and everything was made, showing you that sound is what moves people. So that's why the so-called white man understands, the Edomite white man understands to attack our people by using the music. You know? Because all the Heavenly Father, all he did was tell Yahawashi, and Yahawashi went and made it happen. And then the brother in Missouri did a video showing that when you put sound to water, the water molecules make certain shapes. showing you that sound moves things. So what this white man go and do, this Edomite white man, he attacks us by the hip hop industry, getting our people to move according to how he wants to move. And what is that? That's Satan worship. Let's go back.
Do you know that? All these pop stars of today, this group of people was telling me that they are in fact calling towards the devil and Satan and worshipping your desires and fancies, whims and whatever you want. So that is why today sin is very easily accessible wherever you are on the globe. The winner is the one who can stay away from it.
That's right. Let's read that. It says, in recent years, hip-hop has become the most popular genre of music, and it has been controlled and used to put out certain types of messages to influence the population. That's true. Because off of this rap music, you got all these little niggas sagging their pants, all these little niggas with these weird haircuts, all these little niggas with tight jeans, stealing each other woman, and just doing all manners of wickedness. It says, we are currently seeing a trend of talentless music with no integrity, willing to sell out for fame and jewelry. That is a shame, because it's of a truth. All these little guys, these new rappers, I don't even know them, but you can see that their music is that's not music. What is that? It's just question marks that run across your head when you thinking about their music. That's not music. That's a bunch of talentless, soul-selling people, man. You know, matter of fact, I got a quick one for that one. When you jump to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 4, it says, and the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, when there's no work out here, and he shall rise at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So it was prophesied that the music was going to be brought low, being put on a low frequency. These talentless musicians that's now here today, you know? The Satan influence is very much evident. Look at this one. A rap artist by the name Slum the God has said that he distanced himself from a former tour mate and collaborator, Extension. I don't know how the hell to say that, but because he was trying to get him to be a blood sacrifice, man. So you got our people for fame and the want of money and jewelry and all type of manners of vanity, trying to talk people into getting blood sacrifices. Their most closest buddies, man. Their family mates. And we know how to get down with that, man. They sacrifice their own family, man, for fortune and fame. Why, man, this is the nation of Israel. You shouldn't be doing this, man. Negro, Latino, Native American, they shouldn't be doing this, man. Ski Max Slum the God says Extension distinctly him for a sacrifice.
To explain it in an appropriate way and in a way that I can respect. It was just, I guess, a lack of appreciation on his end, not because of me, I guess just from a business perspective, but he put a business perspective before a personal relationship, and I've been with him as a friend and as a brother for a very long time, so I mean, it's just on some like other shit, to be honest. It's not even on some like, it's not even on anything I've done wrong. You can't even say I've done anything to him. And I wouldn't go on the internet and express that if I didn't care about the relationship, but you already know how it goes. People use you to get where they want to go and then part ways, and I've been used a lot. If you haven't noticed.
It says that guy that was just speaking, that was the dude who said that he was the one who that rapper tried to get to convince him to sacrifice himself for him. But he wrote this. That dude says this. This is a person who has before threatened my family, told me I was supposed to be sacrificed on some crazy shit. So no, I didn't just separate myself for no reason. This dude tried to convince that dude to be a sacrifice, man. And he went far to threaten his family, man. These guys are people. The scriptures say this in Jeremiah chapter 5, verse Jeremiah 5 and 26. For among my people I found wicked men. They lie wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch a man. That's what that sounds like to me. And our people is wicked. You know? They have surpassed the deeds of the wicked. It says they are waxing fat, they are shine. Yea, they have overpassed the deeds of the wicked. He was trying to catch that man up. You know? The nation of Israel, man, a great people, man. Now, just no integrity. Let's go back.
Always love that alien looking name and sense. But I have to distance myself because it's like nobody would see me as an individual rapper. If I don't, on top of that nigga crazy as hell.
Notice, brothers, man. Look at the mannerisms of that dude. Check his gait, his posture out, man. He don't even look like he's there all the way, man. He's not working with a full deck, man. Trying to become a rapper, man. Just look how this world and this music have brought our men to, like, it's sad. It's sad, and we need our savior, man. And once upon a time, we was great. This is Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgment, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that you should do so in the land whether you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom in the sight and understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this is a great and wise and understanding people. When we was keeping the scrolls is the Bible. When we was keeping the Bible, man, we was an understanding people. The nations would look at us, and the white man would look at us and just envy us, man. But now it's backwards. Verse 7. For what nation is there so great who have the Most High, Yahawashi, so nigh unto them as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great, has statute and judgment so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? So we went from that greatness, the great acts, to committing abominable acts. It says, all these new artists are blatant with their promotion of the occult. They are constantly flashing devil horns, hand signs, 3666 hand signs, as well as the one eye pose. And that's of a truth. You see that everywhere. As you see on this screen, on this side, look at that. Jay-Z with it. You know, who else? Eminem. You know, Fabulous. Look at these dudes kissing and this is crazy, man. Kanye West with blue eyes, man. What's going on today, man? But yeah, let's go back though. Check this dude out right here, man. Jake is crazy now. You see his hat? It says Team 666 on it. They don't even care no more. Or matter of fact, Team Satan 666. Look at this dude, man. This is, I'm gonna grab the scriptures. This is Sirach chapter 9, Slack at verse 10. Sirach chapter.
Young nigga, 21st birthday, so I got 21,000 on me right now, nigga. You know I know how I fuck I rock. And I never flex. We gonna do it like this, nigga.
Slack, check this dude's jacket out. Jake don't care no more.
If 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I...
Let's go back a little. Check this dude jacket out.
I know what the fuck time it is. It's a young nigga, 21st birthday, so I got 20.
666 all over his jacket, man. 666. That goes to show you who's the devil. Who is the devil, man? This Revelation 13 and 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603. Who is the so-called white man? Who runs the music industry? Who's the one that's giving these guys, cutting these guys these checks and these deals with these contracts? The so-called white man, the Edomite white man. All right? And that's how you know he's the devil. He's the one that's going to be bringing this wrath. He's the one that wants to have our people brought down low. All right? He the one that does this to our people, man.
1,000 on me right now, nigga. You know I know how I fuck I rock. And I never flex. We gonna do it like this, nigga.
In your eyes, if 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I...
Throwing it up, man. I can grab the scriptures now. This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? As you see these people proud. There is not more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such a one selleth his soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casts away his own bowels.
This shit is wild whack to me. Like, I really hate this industry. Like, I hate this industry so much, but I gotta fight it and I gotta deal with it because I wanna show these niggas my talent. I hate that shit. I really hate this fucking fake.
You hear what she just said? She's willing, like I just read in the scripture, it says, for such a one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casts away his own bowels. She said that for her talent, she wanted to show these niggas her talent. She was willing to do all the things that she hate. Because she casts away her own bowels, her integrity. The things that she was maybe taught growing up, man. Because a lot of these people, they come out of the hood and coming from rags, the one of desire and everything causes them to do things that they fucking hate, man. And that's them casting away their bowels, man. Selling their own soul. Being covetous. You know? In the 10 commandments, man, tell you not to be covetous, man. Which our people are doing now.
That's life. Like, I'm grateful to, experience all of this. But then again, nah.
I mean, that's what happens with success, though, man.
Fuck success, my nigga. I'd rather have no success, but have real niggas around me.
That thing nice too, Barty. Do you love it, Barty? I do.
For the fame, for the money, you know, all for it, man. Little punk. 1 Timothy 6 and 10. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. But thou, O man of God, Flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness. So we gonna follow after what's right, man. You know? And if you're a Jake out there dealing with this, man, stay away from that shit, man. Get right with these scriptures, man. These people are earned and they don't even know what they got in store for them. They got a punishment in store for them. It says, not many know of fashion stylist Ian Corner. While starting off as a model, he progressed through the industry and became Wiz Khalifa's stylist and assistant. Later on, he began working with A$AP Rocky and Kanye West. All a bunch of devil worshippers, man. A bunch of devil worshippers. Kanye West, look at him. Come on, man. That's so sad to see. One of this dude getting put up on rape charges. But when you're in the music industry, rape ain't nothing compared to what they really got to do. They gotta have orgies, sex with animals, eat all manners of fetus and fung and dung. Team Satan 666. Jake is crazy, yo. They gotta do a bunch of stuff, man. They gotta follow a satanic calendar. But they're black. If you don't follow with them, what they want you to do, they'll blackmail you. Call you a rapist or whatever. Team 666. What is Jake doing, man? What is Jake doing, man? All for the money.
Nowadays, it's very hard to even define it because every year come up with something crazier. But I know hip-hop started in the Bronx, New York. The whole rap thing where I recall and remember when rap first started off, it was all
Matter of fact, before we hear this dude out, let's grab something real quick, man. Because these rappers, man, let me play a little further.
Trying to help each other get out of the struggles of in the inner city. And it started off with everybody talking about we're going to go back to the motherland in Africa and we're going to help each other. But now hip-hop is way far away from what it started, from the foundation of basically positive.
Let me go back a little bit, Slocky Brothers. You know what, I'm going to drop it before you go into that because he's going to start going into other topics and stuff. But this is what these Jakes should have had did. This is what they should have had did. Because there's our scroll, the book, the Bible has these situations in there of somebody trying to get you to do certain things, how to react to them. This is Matthew 4:1. Then Yahawashi led up in the spirit of the wilderness, into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. See, it's the Lord Yahawashi was finna be tempted of the devil to be tempted. Temptation means to entice to do sin. He is to be tempted of the devil, right? Let's see what Yahawashi said, because when the devil started to tempt him, it says, and when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And the tempter came to him and said, if thou be the Son of the Most High, command these stones to be made into bread. But he answered and said, it is written, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. So the devil or Satan, or you could put in the aspect of these music industry dudes, owners. Satan was trying to entice the Lord to do something that was against the Most High. And the Lord told him, look, a man don't live by bread alone. The bread could be your jewelry or your desires or anything you want. In this case, how in the context of how I'm speaking it. But man don't live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. That's what you're supposed to live by. You're supposed to live by these scriptures, man. And somebody trying to get you to do something like that, you're supposed to fucking get out of Dodge. You know? All right? I'm going to jump down to the main point. Again, the devil because he tempted them 3 times. I read the first one. I'm going to jump to the third one. It says, verse 8. It says, Matthew 4:8. Again, the devil tempted him taketh him into exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world and the glory of them. It said that Satan took the Lord, brought him into a high mountain, showed him all the kingdoms, and showed him the glory of the kingdoms. So the woman, the jewelry, all the what man, the desires of men, right? He showed the Lord that, and said unto him, all these things will I give thee if thou wilt fall down and worship me. All them jakes in the music industry, man, they got the same ultimatum said to him. I give you the money, the cars, the clothes, the hoes if you just fall down and worship me, man. And these jakes are falling for it, man. Beyonce, all them, they're falling for it. But let's see what how the Lord countered it. It says, this is what the Lord said concerning it. Then said Yahawashi unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, Yahawashi, and him only shalt thou worship. We only supposed to be worshiping the Most High, man. Not this so-called white man and what he has to offer, man.
Hip-hop nowadays is very hard to even define it because every year come up with something crazier. But I know hip-hop started in the Bronx, New York. The whole rap thing where I recall and remember when rap first started off, it was all about trying to help each other get out of the struggles of in the inner city. And it started off with everybody talking about we're going to go back to the motherland in Africa and we're going to help each other. But now hip-hop is way far away from what it started, from the foundation of basically positive and getting the people out of the struggles of the inner city right now.
You hear that, man? He said, look, man, hip-hop, when it first started, it wasn't like how it is today. The foundation was based off of encouraging Jake to make it through the struggles in the inner cities and encouraging Jake to try to get out of the struggles, man. But now, Jake is contributing to keeping Jake in the struggle. Our people are selling their soul, doing the agenda of the so-called white man, which keep our people in that struggle, man. You know? It's sad to see.
Pop, from what we know is all about how much guns you shot, how many people you murdered, how many women you fornicated with, disrespecting women and disrespecting other people. Is basically to the point where it's even hard to define hip-hop as far as my concern.
You see that right there, man? That's of the truth, man. He's speaking the truth, man. These guys get up on that TV in front of that camera, and then they just flashing them guns, how they would shoot you, how they would do this, how they would do that, how they sling drugs to get where they at. And what happened to the nation of Israel, man? You know, a great people, a great nation. Now, just a laughing stock. A laughing stock, man. This is Sirach chapter 18, verse 31. If thou give thy souls the desires that please her, she will make thee a laughing stock to the enemies that malign thee. It says if you give your souls the desire that please you, you're going to make yourself a laughing stock to the enemies that malign thee. The word malign means slander, that slander thee. So you know us looking stupid as all hell. Look at us. Esau, the so-called white man, the music industry owners and elites laugh at us, man. Look at these dudes. Look at these niggas. You know, that's what they say. All for some money. For the crumbs. They give you the crumbs, man. Anyway, you getting the crumbs of what the so-called white man has to offer. And you being made a laughing stock, man. We are. You know?
Fortunately, man, I think the Shaitan, he beautified that lifestyle where when a person turn on the television, they see these rappers and it look as if their life is just full of happiness. They see them for a 5-minute video, a bunch of cars, mansions, money, but they don't get to see these people behind the scene that most of the people in the entertainment business, unfortunately, they are some of the most unhappy people on the face of the earth.
Yeah, you heard that? They get on that screen, they try to act like they happy, flashing the money. Just like Cardi B said earlier. She said, look, man, it ain't worth it. I'd rather have no money and be around real Jakes, or she said real niggas, than to have all that money and be around them fake people. They not happy, man. Ain't nobody happy. You got all them rappers nowadays, they basically crying on their tracks on how they hate the music industry and whatever it is that they going through. You know, they not happy, man. Don't be fooled. They not happy, man. Scriptures say envy not the sinner anyway, you know?
Even though their music videos might display another characteristic of these people, but these people, they not happy. And I was one of these people. It was, it's like the people are searching for something to drink. Everybody's thirsty. And most of the people they turn to...
Yeah, you right. You got a lot of them, the entertainers out there, you hear them talk, I'm still trying to find myself. Like Kendrick Lamar or whatever. I'm trying to find myself still. What do you mean you're trying to find yourself? Ain't you already found? Ain't you already famous and got what you want? What do you mean you're trying to find yourself? Why? Because they know they doing stuff they ain't supposed to be doing. That's why they trying to find themselves. They being wicked as all hell.
Negative to quench their thirst, you know what I mean? And I was right along with these people. Unfortunately, I wouldn't even truly blame too much of the rappers. The reason why is because most of the rappers, they truly come from the ghettos. So if you come to an individual who never really seen probably $5,000 in his life or $500, and you tell him, I will give you a contract for $1 million. I will put $500,000 in your pocket, but I want you to talk about a certain type of rap. I want you to preach a certain type of lifestyle in your music. Most of the people going to say, look, man, if I got to talk about killing my own brother for that $500,000, that $1 million, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So it's
and that's the sadness. That's no integrity. You know, that's no integrity. You will go ahead for some money. You will kill your brother, kill your father, kill your mother. Yo, we've been reduced to a decimal.
It's an industry where the people behind the scene is the ones that's really calling the shots. It gets to the point where the rappers, if they don't produce the album that the record company tells them to produce, they out of a job. It's all about get up out of the game.
You supposed to go with no work then, or go find a regular 9-to-5, man, like everybody else. You know, if that's what you have to do, if you have to be like Antoine Levette, you know, or any other satanic worshiper, just for money, man, forget all that, man. We better than that.
You know, most of the rappers, they never go back to the hood. They make it out and they forget about the people in the hood. So it's a very tricky cycle. You know what I mean? Even some of the rappers, when they get to a point when they get tired of that type of lifestyle that they're preaching about in their music, it's even hard because they're in contract. So the record labels, for example, Prince, you remember the singer named Prince?
You know, it's crazy. He said they don't go to the hood. And the reason why they don't go to the hood, because the Edomite white man do not want them to go to the hood. The Edomite white man don't want that money that he's giving them to do that, for them rappers to go to the hood and build the hood up or put money into the hood. The music they're giving, the music they're making Jake make, is to destroy Jake in the hood. So why would he allow them to go back to the hood to put that money in there, man? That'd be stupid on his part, on the white man's part, of him being the devil. So that's why they don't go to the hood, man. And that's why the niggas in the hood that they grew up around, the niggas that helped them get where they at, get mad at them niggas and want to kill them, put out hits on them. You got a lot of them rappers and all that, they can't go back to the hood because somebody gonna smoke them because of how they did them, how they fed off them and got on from them.
So this is the reason why he used to walk around with slave on his face, because he basically exposed the industry and said that the musicians are really slaves to the record companies. What did he do? He walked around. He used to walk around and put slave on his face. He used to walk around with slave written on his face. Prince. He used to speak. He talked about how basically this is a record. This is an industry that's is designed to put you in debt. You put one record out, and when you go get your money, they will say, well, you owe us millions. And in order to pay this millions back, you got to give us another record, but we need this type of music. So it's really hard. You know what I mean? It's a cycle that even some of the musicians don't even know how to get out of. It's kind of like interest, credit. Definitely. The same people who run interest run a record label, I'm sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I remember when I used to write raps, I used to literally try to aspire to say the most evilest thing that a person can hear. Yeah. I used to go to write a rap, and I used to say to myself, I want to say something so evil that the people might think the devil himself said these words. And this is the type of industry that after a while it makes you want to be the one that's the most in everything, the most craziest. sell the most records, the most disrespectful to the women. It's a competition among the rappers.
And what's the drive behind that? What are you trying to accomplish at the end of the day?
To be honest, even when I look back at it, I ask myself, what was I trying to accomplish? You know what I mean? What was I thinking about? At the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's all about money. It's all about how much records you sell, how much money you make.
I got a quick one. Tobit 4:21. And fear not, my son, that we are made poor, for thou hast much wealth if thou fear the Most High, Yahawashi, and depart from all sin and do that which is pleasing in His sight. Just because we poor don't mean nothing, man. The Most High is with us, man. You have to understand that and remember that.
The people behind the scenes, they don't really care what's going on. As long as you're going to sell some records, you're going to bring them some millions and billions of dollars. They don't care if you do a record talking about killing your own mother. For instance, Eminem came out with a record. He killed his mother in the record, buried her and everything in a record, and the record label produced this and promoted this type of stuff. So it lets you know that they doesn't care about the well-being of the musicians or the people that's listening to the music.
That's crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's a crazy industry.
And people are buying this.
And people buying it. People buying it. His own mother tried to sue him. And because she looked at it like it wasn't entertainment. She said, how can my son do a record talking about killing me and burying me? But the record label produced it and they promoted it. So one of the things that the kids need to know that, man, this is entertainment. These rappers are putting out these records talking about drive-bys. These people don't even go back in the hood anymore. 99% of them don't even go to the hood. They can't go to the hood. So it's an entertainment that the kids, they listen to these people. And it's something that they have to use their common sense. You know, you should tell yourself, how come, for example, 50 Cent's talking about all this gangster stuff, but he got the biggest house on the East Coast of America. Actually, obviously, he's not in the hood anymore. You know what I mean?
I mean, how can you, what advice can you give to somebody?
My advice is basically, man, that we, don't take these people as our role models. These people that when they want to go feel good, they have to get high, they have to go get drunk, just to face reality of their life. When I was in the music industry, man, I was afraid to be sober, just because I know that the way I was living my life wasn't correct. And most of these rappers are the same way, man. They're not happy. So why is our kids looking up to people that don't have guidance?
That was it right there, man. You know. Let me grab this last one and close it out. This is Proverbs chapter 1 verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. The word entice means to try to do some sin or something like that. Slack it, man. Let me just close this out. It says, my son, if a sinner entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay and wait for blood. Let us lurk privately in the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our house with their spoils. Cast in thy lot amongst us. Let us all have one purse. So somebody come up to you and tell you, look, basically on some, let's sell our soul, let's do something wicked. It says to do this, the next verse, verse 15. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path, for their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood, man. So, man, fellas, read down. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of the bird, and they lay in wait of their own blood and lurk privately in their own lives, for their own lives. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof, man. Being greedy of gain, man, causes our people to do what you see on the screen, man. You know, so with that, I pretty much tagged everything. I want to say Barak to Yahawah, Barak to Yahawashi, Barak to Yahawah, and Barak to Yahawashi. Shalawam, Akim. Shalom, stay up. Shalom.